Hello, hello. I love it when
Hello.
I love this whole going live thing when there's nobody around because you never know whether to speak to people. It's like a bit of a dead zone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I've found a new source of jumping spiders. I think
Ooh.
yeah, I'm a bit excited because this lady seems to stumbled across her. She messaged me a few days ago. Well, about 4 days ago now, and I didn't recognise her name at all. She was I can't even remember why she messaged me now. I think she was just asking me for something. Let's see. Been chatting to her for the last couple of days now. Uh, oh, actually, I have spoken to her before. I just forgot last year.
Like,
Look, I speak to so many people, man. It's ridiculous.
yeah. It's yeah. I can imagine
Honestly,
it's
I can't remember everybody. The thing is, I'm just scrolling back now, and last before she messaged me. I have to be
yeah, it's
careful.
I.
I have to be careful what I say now because three people are watching. This is a problem now, isn't it? We can't just have our little private conversations.
No.
Uh, yeah. Before she messaged me a few days ago, she'd not messaged me since last year, basically. Um, anyway, apparently she's got a lot of jumping spiders coming through. So
Cool.
I have basically secured um,
Something different.
some Florida, some Phidippus floridas, Sororas, the ones that are like really like reddy
Yeah, yeah.
orange colour, and some Apal Apalachicola. Apalachicola. I've never had these before.
It'll be Appalachian, won't it?
Yeah.
Appalachian Mountains. So, yeah. Because it's all around that area, isn't it? That's where they're all from.
Yeah, there's quite a few.
All on that coast.
There's quite a few coming through. I've only got a
Hey, you
few. I've only got a few though.
got Sam in the house.
She's got more coming through. So Sam. Oh, Si's there as well. Sorry, guys. I was too busy indulging
Hey, I'd
myself.
already said hello to Si.
Sorry, it's miles away. It's because Arthur was just stood at the door for a few minutes. So I'm just wondering what he's up to. So anyway, Si, how's it going? And Sam. Hello, Sam. How's it going, buddy? I missed your stream the other night where you were just sat on your sofa, living it large. Um,
Oh, we're
anyway,
like one of his good old days lives.
yeah. I'm looking forward to this new venture that Sam's got up his sleeve. This little thing that he's doing. Did you see the polls that he
I,
was running?
no, I ain't watched that.
Yeah,
Watched video yet.
he's got a whole color scheme thing going on, isn't he, Sam? I'm looking forward to that. He's going to start doing. I think he did something similar on his old channel. I think. I think he did some. I'm sure I've seen videos of Sam's over the years where he's done like today we're gonna look at a bunch of blue stuff, or we're gonna look at a bunch of yellow stuff.
Yeah, I feel like he has.
So he's got something similar up his sleeve. I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, I can't remember what colour I voted for now. I think it might have been red. I know
Nice.
what it was. I know why I said red because I want to see some of those stick insects that you've got, Sam. Those
Yeah.
red. I forget what they're called.
Oh, God.
I've not
They're the
really.
ones that spray the stuff at you as well.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's them
So
ones.
that'd be cool.
Steph,
Um,
Shell.
I was actually going to contact Sam because I want to see what if he's got anything really cool and vibrant colours, anything going that's really cool and vibrant. So if you've got anything, just something we could get on Criticam. So I'm just I've just got a couple of orders to sort out. Jeremy's in the house. If anybody wants to drop in, feel free. It's very relaxed, very chilled. There's not a lot going on. I'm just
Just nattering.
Just nattering, man. This is kind of what me and Gav do generally every other evening. Anyway, we just thought we'd see if anybody else wants to join in. Don't worry, when we want to talk about everybody else, we'll just do it in private.
I think Claire was saying earlier that she's got some grown-on nymphs of one of the Philium.
Oh yeah, what for sale? You mean? Or
yeah, if we wanted to. It were in the last bit of the chat just before we went off earlier.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
You missed out because you didn't go to BTS.
Missed out. I missed out on a lot not going to BTS, including money, which I still keep throwing in the missus' face every now and again. Oh, I think I've made a decision on what I'm doing for me 50th next year. I think we might be going to Iceland.
All right.
Yeah. So I mean, I wasn't actually
Northern Lights and that.
Well, but hopefully it just depends because when we're going round about my birthday, and I think the Northern Lights are kind of it's kind of at the tail end of the season for the Northern Lights around that time. So it's potentially we could see them. So we're not entirely sure. So
be a nice added bonus then, wouldn't it? If you did.
Well, also it's
from a photographer's point of view as well.
Yeah, well, exactly. So the good thing is it's not a million miles away. It's only 2 hours 45 minutes on the plane, and obviously we're still not.
Like we're going then.
That sounds like we're going then. Yeah, we are, aren't we? We're just waiting for you to find the perfect destination.
Found it.
Gives Becky something to do, man. She's like hunting for holiday destinations, man. It's one of her favourite pastimes. She's picked the place. Yeah, I know. I just didn't know whether we'd completely.
Book it yet.
I know. It's not cheap, as you can imagine. So I think we're only going for we might just go for like 3 days or something. I don't know. The thing is, we've not got Arthur on a plane yet. It'll be his first time, so and it's,
Yeah. It's unknown territory, isn't it?
It's to be honest, it's not so much being on the plane. It's kind of all the other stuff like waiting, standing in queues, checking in, booking in, standing around. You know what I mean?
Can you not get like fast pass type thing? Like what you get like.
I'm not sure.
Because, like when people go to like Disney World and stuff like that you can get a fast pass that for people, such as Arthur that are on the spectrum.
Yeah, it's definitely worth having a look into. So I don't know. So maybe.
Especially now there's more awareness of things,
it's worth looking into. Yeah, definitely. So we'll look into it. So we'll see. It looks like size same age as me then. Old. That's how we classify ourselves now. So we're just old, man. Gav's nearly old, not far.
Yeah, I'm nearly.
And Jeremy, we'll not talk about Jeremy. We don't bring Jeremy.
I can't remember how old he said he actually was.
I don't want to know. He's like
been here before.
He's less than half my age, which makes me feel really, really ill.
I tell you something, when he says that he's short, he wasn't joking.
Yeah, that's true. I thought I was short.
Yeah, he's short.
Yeah, haha. We'll just poke fun at your size, Jeremy.
21 this year.
21? He's not even 21 yet. God.
They're back again, Mitch.
Yeah, I'll deal with it.
Yeah, he's got. I mean, just think the life that's out in front of him now.
21 this year. God.
Crazy.
Look at him. Look how knowledgeable he is. I was still picking bogeys out of my nose when I was 21. You know what I mean? That was the height of my knowledge. I can get bogeys out of my nose. What we're gonna do with this guy?
What were I doing when I was 21? Being a dad?
Yeah, well, me too, dude. Me too.
Until I was about 22, and then I went off at rails again. And then I got with Steph just before I turned 25.
Yeah.
Just
lived the whole life, dude.
Kind of.
You've basically lived like me. You were like me, man. You'd lived it. I mean, I had my first son, Aaron, when I was 18 when he was born.
Yeah, that's how old I was. 18.
18. So imagine that, Jeremy.
Did he say 21 next year? So he's the same age as my eldest.
Yeah.
Crazy, man. I definitely feel old now.
I've got my grandson is closer to Jeremy's age than I am.
Crazy.
That's it, Sam.
Yeah.
You tell him, man. You put him back in his place, man.
What we got?
Hey, oh, there's another old duffer's here.
Boy.
50-year-old is. That's it, mate.
Yeah, man. But look how good we look.
I know.
Look how good we look.
It's these grey bits, isn't it?
You've got more of a full grey bit in the middle. Mine, I've got like 2 grey bits down the top.
That's stylish, mate.
We've got 2 grey go faster stripes down here. So anyway, how you doing, sir? You all right, man?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm looking forward to seeing you at Bristol. You going, Gav?
Yeah.
Cool.
Whenever Mitch is, I'll be there.
This man is my right hand man, isn't he?
I was trying to watch that stream you two did earlier, and I think we sat in the pub, Gav.
Oh no, with Tetley's flag thingy.
Yeah, I thought you
umbrella.
were just sat in the pub chilling.
Alice's mum and dad, they run a working men's.
Ah, right.
That's where it came from. So when it's too hot to work in garage, I work out garden, and then I use that umbrella to just keep a bit of shade on myself.
Oh, I see. Makes sense.
You need you need to get your son a AC unit in there, don't you, or something, Gav?
Yeah.
Can't be slacking off, man, just because it's a bit warm.
And the going gets tough and all that.
Yeah.
Anton's in the house. How's it going, Anton?
Do you ever stop, Mitch?
No, man.
It seems to be like continuous.
It is.
Joys of a business, isn't it?
I know, yeah.
Basically, basically what happens, dude, is I get through all my orders during the morning, and then if I've got time, I'll make a start of eating, and I'll be as I can before I go and pick Arthur up from school in the afternoon, and then I basically have Arthur until Becky gets home from work, and then we share the load when she gets home from work, and I basically keep dipping in and out of the bug room through the whole day and night, and then once we do Arthur's bedtime about 8 o'clock, which is religious, as you know.
Yeah, you have to be, don't you?
Me and the missus have a bit of TV time. We watch whatever box set we're watching at the time. We're watching an episode or two or something, and then she goes upstairs to read, and then I'm back in here just catching up on what I didn't manage to get done during the day, and the cycle just continues every single day. So that's why I wanted to That's why I wanted to set up the live stream of so like I can just, when I'm chilling out in here, catching up with stuff from what I didn't get a chance to get done, and also orders. I like to prep my orders the night before, so to get a head start on the next day, and that's basically my 24-hour cycle, man, day in day out. So it's just ongoing all the time, dude. I'm basically always behind in the bug room. There's always something to do. I've either got orders to prepare for, or I've got work to be bugs to be catching up with, feeding and stuff. That's basically it. That's my that's my life, 7 days a week, man. I get a bit of a break at the weekend. I send orders out Monday to Thursday, and then Friday I don't send orders out, and that gives me a full day to catch up in the bug room, feeding and stuff. So, but yeah, this is basically it, dude. Like, I'm building vivariums now, like at 10 o'clock at night. That's basically my life.
Yeah, but it's not a bad shout, is it?
It's great, man. I'd choose this every day of the week over like some boring office job sort of thing. You know what I mean? Some 9 to 5 job. So
yeah.
What do you do anyway, Si?
I'll message you.
All right. Yeah, no worries. No worries at all, dude. Who else have we got? We got anybody else in? I need to send a couple of bits out next week. Jeremy.
You still getting plenty of orders in?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah. To be honest, things have not been as busy this year as previous years. Mainly because just things in general have been a bit slower. You know what I mean? It's
yeah.
To be honest, the first couple of months of this year have been the slowest that I've known, probably in about 5 or 6 years. But it's no surprise really. Everyone else is in the same boat. So things picked up again about a month ago. Things started picking up again to like normal sort of levels. Well, good. I say normal, but orders have still been coming in. Do you know what I mean? Just not to the level that I'm used to. So
yeah.
Yeah, Jeremy, I was just about to ask. I do want to, as many as you can spare, dude. You know me, I don't buy. I buy in bulk. So, Jeremy, whatever you can.
Nothing less than 10.
I know you can. The thing is, I know Jeremy will be able to sell these like at full retail price pretty easily.
Yeah.
Just whatever you want to throw at me, Jeremy, I'll take them, dude. Just let me know, man. So it's slightly different Bavarian, this one. So these are me old designs. I've still got quite a few left over.
Is that one of those terrestrial ones?
Yeah, they're still on the website. Terrestrial and arboreals. These are just top opening, not front opening. So these are the older designs. They're still pretty nice. They're nice though. They're still nice.
Right, give me two.
They just don't have the front opening door.
So you can do 30 or 40.
Hit me up with a price, dude, and I'll just take whatever. Think you can handle 40, Gav?
Yeah.
Just let me know how much you want from Jeremy. Yeah. I'll maybe just take 30. Plus,
Take some of that. the one that you've got, you know, the big one.
Yeah.
It's an absolute pleasure, is that?
Yeah, it's very calm, isn't it? I think.
Yeah.
It's not. Yeah.
Like, I can trust to open the top, drop the food in, give a spray, and close it without fearing it gonna bolt straight back out.
Yeah.
Not like those Venatoria. They do wall of death.
They do the wall. They do the wall of death as soon as you go near it.
Yeah, the nuts.
Those David Bowies are lush.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
I like the. Is it the Bowie? The lichen one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They like yellow. They like yellow, aren't they?
Tetrapoda. Well, they're more green, to be honest.
Are they?
Yeah.
I've only ever seen pictures of it. I've never ever seen one as far goes as like looked at one. Only ever seen pictures of them.
Mitch had a few before. They're absolutely stunning.
Yeah.
Really are.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just looking for something. There we go. I had about 3. I sold 2. I kept 1, but then mine just died. I don't know why. It molted.
Yeah, it seemed to be doing all right, didn't it?
It molted, and then it just didn't eat after it molted. I think it must have just like. Sometimes they just suffer a bit of internal damage, you know, when they molt. Sometimes so you can't. So they look fine from the outside, but then they just don't eat for some reason, and then they just die. So it was gutted because it was absolutely beautiful, wasn't it? It was just starting to get a good size as well.
Yeah.
But they're like
Jeremy just said that he's got adult female.
Oh, Jeremy, beautiful. They're absolutely stunning, Si. Honestly, I'll definitely get older if I ever get older anymore, man. I don't know. Are you into your true spiders, Si?
I've only ever kept. I don't even know if it's got a common name. Oh, what was it bloody called?
You know you've got something a bit different if it's got no common name.
Yeah. It was. I'll have to Google it.
Oh, it's all right. Is it like a huntsman or anything like that? Or
No. More like a funnel web, but not a funnel web. If that makes sense. Like looking.
Yeah.
But to be honest, it was the devil.
Do you know what? They often are, aren't they?
Yeah.
Oh, Claire's here again, man. Who told Claire we were here?
I can't remember. I'll have to dig it out.
It's all right, dude. Don't matter.
I'll have the label in the spider room somewhere.
I was just curious as to whether or not it was your thing or not. To be honest.
No, I'll tell you what I have done. I've looked into it because I wouldn't mind. What are them ones you had the other week? You were rehousing them.
The neck casters.
Yeah.
They
look really cool.
I've got some of them. I'll be taking some of them to Bristol, dude.
All right, good.
If you're interested.
They just looked really cool.
Yeah, they really are. I don't think I've got any in there. I haven't got any.
And it's the unique way that they catch the prey as well. It's
that's exactly
spectacular.
it.
Yeah, they really are amazing.
The whole thing about it was
they're all. I don't have any in here at the moment. I'm planning on bringing one in because I'm going to what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick out a couple of pairs, and I'm going to rehouse them into like more nicer enclosures that we can see, so we can like get some nice footage of them doing their thing, catching their prey. You know.
I'll tell you what, it's just something. It's just fantastic, isn't it? And it's something you only get with the trues, isn't it? You know what I mean?
It really is. It really is. Well, because let's face it, all tarantulas basically pretty much hunt in exactly the same way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whereas,
It's like hungry hippos, isn't it?
some are faster than others, and that's about it, isn't it?
whereas like with true spiders, you get a whole variety of different hunting mechanisms.
I really fancy getting like a big mesh box and having one that like I don't know, like a fiddler or something that just just sits there and just makes amazing web.
Yeah. Well, what about a golden orb? They're doing the rounds again.
Yeah, I've seen them. I've seen them popping up on a few things.
Yeah, they're doing the rounds again at the moment. Quite a few people are getting them. So, but yeah, hang on. What's Sam saying?
Because
Yeah,
that's the
man.
kind of guy he is.
Yeah, that's our Sam for you. Just breed stuff and just give stuff away, man.
Well, I did. We were speaking before, weren't we? About I'm definitely gonna, because I've never bred anything, and to be honest, my fear isn't about breeding. I'm not worried about breeding. My fear is about where am I going to get rid of all these slings?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And
I think it's not like there aren't enough people who would probably take them off your hands, dude. To be fair.
Yeah.
But this is what I was saying to you before, isn't it? Like a lot of people don't think about that, and you need to have some sort of plan, or I can at least get rid of them, like half of them here.
Yeah.
I mean, like if you sort of bred something like T. Celadonias, it's easy, isn't it? They're gone.
Mm-hmm.
But
and also they don't T. Celadonias, which is usually the case with the more exotic the species, the fewer the offspring they have generally.
Yeah,
is a good guideline, really.
Yeah, exactly. But for me,
but if you bred your Agens, you'd probably have about 1 million, and you'd struggle to get rid of them.
I'm sitting on a gold mine now. I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting when they become like the Rosea.
Yeah.
Can't get hold of them, and then I'll just have these.
Yeah, this is what we're on about, isn't it? So just basically just hoard all the Agens for about 10 years.
Yeah.
Like buy up all the Agens for about 10 years, and then when they've dried out and everyone really wants them and they're really rare, you could just like unleash to the world your Agen collection. And retire.
I've got one for Soph. I'm going to send over to her because she's what we were saying, weren't we, the other day?
I think one of the most common statements in the tarantula community is everyone should have an Agen in their collection.
If not multiple.
Yeah, exactly. And if you haven't, why not? I think it's was it the Spider Shop? It was I bought some teas ages ago, and then it comes up at like the checkout. A cheeky Agen. Like,
yeah. Last time, I think the last time I checked out at the Spider Shop website, it was the Nandu chromatus.
Oh, was it?
Fancy a cheeky Nandu chromatus for about £2.
Yeah, so it's whatever they've got in bulk, in it. Right,
I'm just going to get some mantis to feed.
Love that breeding video, Gav.
The thingy one, Killibrachus one.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, it's no video, is that? It's off my old channel.
Oh, right, okay.
But I thought I'd re-upload it on this one because I like it as well.
Yeah. There's just I just love watching how the different species do it. Do you know what I mean? Because you get some that wham bam, thank you, ma'am, and you get the ones that fiddle about for ages and all that.
Yeah, it's good to see a proper little dance.
Yeah, it is. It is. I'll be good to meet you, Bristol, man. I'll sort of.
Well, I'll be there. Like I say, wherever Mitch is trading, I'll be there.
Excellent. Excellent.
Yeah, man, we'll be there. We'll be absolute. We'll be the ones with like all the black around our eyes, completely knackered because we've been up since about 4 a.m. driving down to Bristol.
Is that what time you got to leave?
Well, I haven't worked it out yet, but it's about it's at least 3.5 hours.
And it's usually
And the
8
show's
o'clock open.
yeah,
For us.
it opened. Yeah, so we need to be there no later than 8:30 really to settle.
What's that, M6, M5 for you?
Yeah, off the top of my head, yeah. But I'll be honest, I've only made the trip once, and that was about 4 years ago. So
Right, yeah.
I can't quite remember. But yeah, I
It's
imagine so.
It's got in for me. It's about half an hour.
Yeah, I wish sometimes I wish I was a little bit more central in the country, you know, so I could shows better. But
Yeah.
oh, anyway, what's Jeremy talking about?
He's just been saying about he's got things that he's got growing that I can't even pronounce.
Oh, Jeremy's not going to Bristol. I don't by the looks of it. I thought Jeremy was trading at Bristol, or is that? Is it Bedford?
Bedford, I think.
Bedford. Anyway, just to return back to Sam's original point, yes, if I'm on the lookout for really beautiful, vibrant, colourful sort of stuff, so I think Sam's going to be my man for a few bits and pieces. So, just if you're still there, Sam, just so you know, definitely interested in any bits and pieces you might be able to spare. I'm not looking to get things in, not sticks anyway. I'm not looking to get them in to sell on, so I'm not looking to buy in bulk. I'm just looking to get something, a couple of nice, really beautiful showstoppers, you know, to get
prepared just so that you can show them off.
Just so I can show them off on the live streams, you know, like get Critter Cam out on them and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
So if you do have anything knocking about, spare or any time or anything, Sam, something really beautiful and colourful and vibrant and, you know, all that good stuff, just give us a shout, mate. Nice one.
That giant Asian you sent me is a lady.
Oh, you've V6 there? Okay, cool.
Yeah. Tempting.
You can always get rid of mantis.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
There's always people will take them.
Yeah. But I was just sort of thinking something like that.
Yeah.
You know, that's because, like I said, it's just that fear of like, you know, I don't know, 600 sling pots full of bloody. You know, you have a massive egg sack and it's all good to go, and oh my god.
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing about giant Asians, they're like the agens of the mantis world.
Are they?
Look at them like that. They're everywhere. They're dead popular. They'll always sell because they're like everybody loves them. And
well, it's that first time a mantis, isn't it?
Yeah, it's it's top of everybody's list. You know, everybody who comes into the hobby. Giant Asians are pretty much like they're the go-to species. And you know the funny thing is they're one of the oldest species in the hobby. They've been around since like day one. Like when I first started keeping mantis about, I don't even know how long ago it was, 30 odd years ago when I had my first mantis. It was a giant Asian. It was just like, and that was then. That was back when you could only get about 4 different types of mantis. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I imagine Tarantula World was probably pretty much similar. Like 30 years ago, you could probably count on 2 hands how many tarantula species were in the hobby.
I think my first one were blue, wasn't it? Is it Herodula species blue?
Oh yeah.
That were my first.
Yeah.
My first was from that very place that he's stood in.
But yeah, if you they're very much like agens in that not only in their kind of staple kind of positioning in the hobby, but the fact that they're really popular, but also they produce like anywhere between 100 and 300 babies from an ooth, which is pretty much like agents. They produce more than probably most other tarantula species, don't they?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, nice one, dude. Cheers, Sam.
Top man.
Appreciate that.
There we go. See?
There you go. First female giant Asian. It's like I bet if you speak to like most people, not nowadays, not like new keepers, because like new keepers just want orchids and devil mantids, But these days,
Yeah.
new keepers just want like really rare species. Like back in the day, we didn't really have that option. Do you know what I mean? It was like you were just grateful to get any old mantis back in the day. But yeah, I bet if you speak to anybody who's like been around the hobby for more than like a few years, I bet 7 or 8 times out of 10 they'll say that the first mantis was a giant Asian. Guarantee it.
Proof in the pudding by Jeremy there, isn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah. I have to say, it's like as soon as I open the enclosure, it's up and out and wandering around and all over me. And it's well chilled.
This is why they're so popular as well, because this is why I always recommend them, especially if you're the type of person who, if you want your mantis to be interactive and if you want to be like kind of personable with your mantis sort of thing, then giant Asian all day long.
Yeah, absolutely. Like Reese has said there, what would you recommend as your first mantis? And I would say go and see somebody who's currently feeding them, and he's your man.
Yeah.
If you speak to Mitch, he'll.
Yeah. Well, you know what? There's a couple I always recommend, and I always say it depends what sort of thing you're looking for. If you want something that that you want to interact with and you want to have a little bit of fun with and get more of a interactive enjoyment kind of experience, then giant Asian all day long, or giant African. So like a Schrodomantis lineola or a Hierodula membricana. They're like the two main standard kind of mantis for people who want to interact with their mantis, who want to get them out and let them run up their arms and have a bit of fun with, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and also with kids involved, if there's kids
yeah, exactly. Well, my missus is absolutely petrified. She won't even go in the spider room. And when she comes to stay, she came at the weekends and bought a ladder, and I got the giant Asian out, and she actually put it on her hand. She went, "Oh, this is really cool," and I was like, "Yeah." It's just about building that confidence, isn't it?
Yeah,
mantis are great for that.
Yeah, totally agree, mate. I just can't believe the size of it now. From when you sent it me as a nymph.
How many times has it melted since you've had it?
I'll go and get it. I'll show you how big it is now. 5?
5? No, it hasn't melted 5 times, dude. How long you had it?
When did you send it me? 2 minutes ago?
If it had melted 5 times, I would have sent it you about 4 months ago. And I know I didn't do that, surely.
I'll show you the size of it. It's what's it about? It might be 3 or 4 then.
Yeah,
I'm sure it might be one of those. I'll go and get it.
I mean, I'll be honest, dude. I can't remember when I sent it you. So, videos by the Animal House. Is it? No, hang on. By the Mad Animal House. Good name. Ghost mantids. That's another one that I always recommend as a beginner. So, and then I always say, what kind of thing are you looking for? Because sometimes it just depends. People don't like the classic green sort of mantis look. People want something a bit different. So ghost mantids are always a good start as well. Definitely. Reese. Yeah, there you go. It looks like it's molted maybe once, maybe twice. I can't remember.
More than that.
It's definitely looking fat, that's for sure.
It likes, red runners.
Yeah. It looks like it doesn't need feeding for at least a week, dude.
Is it proper fat?
It's proper fat.
All right.
It's fine. It's a healthy
Well,
fat.
I've seen them fatter than that, Mitch.
No, I have too, but it's only a young. It's only a young nymph. Don't forget. So they're not. The bigger they get, the more they can handle being bigger. But when they're young like that, I like to keep them a bit more streamlined.
Right. Point taken.
I've put mulching as well in it.
It's fine. Don't get me wrong. It's fine. Just but it'll be perfectly fine now for a good 5 or 6 days at least, maybe longer.
To be fair,
One
it
less
was only fed yesterday.
Yeah. So
And they only get fed. They only get fed
they
once.
look well, man. It looks well. I was feeding these glass mantis, man, and they're really annoying.
Explain annoying.
They jump. They're
Oh,
really
right.
jumpy. So when I'm trying to get through a load, and they're jumping out of the pot immediately as soon as take them off.
The nigh on invisible.
So I'll have to Google this now. My mantid knowledge is nil.
Well, to be fair, man, these are actually really rare. So
It's only been recently that they're coming to our isn't it?
Well, yeah, they will disappear again though. So it's a case of get them while they're around, because if
Oh my god! Wow.
they're one of
They're
those
stunning and they're quite a cool, unique species, but yeah, like Mitch says, they're annoying.
I might put off any spider buying and buy some more Gucci mantis when I see you in Bristol.
I've got
I want enclosures, so we might have to go down the mantis route, because I find them fascinating.
The thing is that I think what captivates most people is once they get past the fact that you can have really good interactions with them, and also the fact that they catch their prey and eat it live right in front of your face. It's also the fact that there's just so many different varieties coming in shapes and sizes and colours and body shapes. You know what I mean? It's it's because they've all got a slightly different body plan, body shape.
Yeah.
Whereas a lot of like tarantulas, obviously they come in beautiful colours and beautiful kind of patternings and sizes, but they're all pretty much the same body plan.
Yeah.
Whereas mantis, yes, anatomically speaking, they have the same body plan, but they look very uniquely different from each other.
Yeah, it's like their camouflage and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that spiny flower you sent me is absolutely stunning.
Well, when I was choosing your, because did I send you 3 or 4? Can't remember.
You sent me 3. You sent me a ghost spiny flower and the giant.
I deliberately sent you 3 very different looking mantis.
Yeah.
Just so you could get a taste of the varieties.
Yeah.
Because they've all got very unique kind of behaviors as well. They're all very different in their behaviors, so which is really cool.
They all tongue feed. They're all fine by that.
Yeah.
Which
The good thing is you can train. And it sounds silly, but you can train your mantis like you can with tarantulas. You can train them into certain behaviors when it comes to feeding and things like that. So feed your mantis from early on. It's quite difficult to hand feed them when they're if you don't interact with them, because they can be really skittish.
Yeah.
if you don't. But
It's that learning that you're a friend and not foe.
Yeah,
It's that
Yeah,
that they're
good way.
learning it. It's you are to be trusted. He's bringing food.
yeah, exactly.
yeah,
I mean, the thing I love about them is just the sheer like abrasiveness. You know, they just you're so big to them. They don't. It's almost like they don't fear you because you're so big.
It's the
It's
way that
like,
they just come forward and they just.
yeah, it's just like, you
It's
know,
like
there's just no fear whatsoever. You know, it's just like, and why would they? Why would they? You know, it's just like, you know,
yeah.
they used to they you know, yeah, we just got.
they're just fascinating, and like I had one of them under the microscope the other day, and just to get really close. And when you're really close, it's like that. Like it was even down to its whatever these are called.
It's antenna.
Yeah, that's it. Thanks, Gal. But right up close on them, and they're like red, and you can see all the sections, and well smart, really, really smart.
Do you manage to get close in on eyes?
Yeah, I've got it
No.
all. I've got it all saved. I'm gonna whack up the video, but it's
No, that's a sight. That's something
they're
else, that,
amazing.
isn't it?
But it's like it's the shape, isn't it? It's like the pupils like that kind of weird shape. It's just fascinating.
Yeah.
The only problem was keeping it still enough to be able to like focus it and everything. But yeah,
Yeah, well, that's therein lies the challenge, isn't it? Because some species are perfectly stationary. It's almost like they'll just stare down the camera
yeah,
at you. They're really good. Whereas others, they're like giving
yeah.
it a lot. So you know what they when they're doing that side, they're basically trying to focus. That's how they focus.
Because I've been reading up about them. Obviously, like when I got them from you, I've read up loads on them. But it's that stereoscopic, is it? So they like see like us, don't they? It's that kind of both eyes are pointing at the same
Yeah.
sort of thing. And yeah,
There's a video on YouTube where they were doing some studies with 3D glasses to see if it affects their sight like it does with us.
yeah, yeah.
I don't know if it's still on YouTube. I mean, we're an old video, and this is going back 10 year maybe.
Wow.
Yeah, quite old now.
Wow. Yeah. I just think, you know, I think the whole thing for me is just like it was like a new adventure. Like literally sitting and watching your live, you popped up as something you might like, and I'll come onto that live, and the next thing I bought that Mantula box, and it was really kind of I'm doing it. And then it was just like getting them, I was petrified of damaging them. That was my
No,
first fear.
I
'Cause
remember watching
so-
I remember watching your unboxing video because I think I even commented to say, "Look,
Yeah.
dude, don't worry, they're a lot more robust than you think."
'cause I was using a paintbrush and everything, thinking, "Oh my god, what am I going to do?"
It was quite endearing, really, just to watch like Sai like kind of just being so gentle to the point where he was just too gentle to the point where he was just not doing anything. It was just like, you know.
The thing
yeah.
is, like, to look at them as nymphs, like you think like how thin the legs are, and
Yeah.
even like how thin like the waistline as it'd be. They do look fragile, but
Yeah.
they're not.
I mean,
So,
they are, aren't they? Really, but they're not as fragile as you think.
Yeah,
The thing is, it's their fragility that gives them their strength. Because if you, because like, you know, if you were to drop like a tissue on them or something, you know, you'd think that'd be like a really big deal. But because they're so soft, you know, they've got no bone structure or anything like that. You know, they just bounce. You know, they're just very flexible. So you know, they can withstand a lot more pressure than you think, really.
yeah.
So, Oh man, I've done all sorts, and I've had all kinds of accidents with mantis, and they survive, and then they're fine. They're just looking at you like, what the fuck was that? Oh, bad. It's just,
When you get a leg stuck in deli pot on lid,
Oh,
you
don't.
put the lid down, and they're there, and they're tugging away at it, and then you realise what's happened, so you undo it, and then get away, and they just look at you. It's like, what? You know?
like, oi, dude, that's my leg. Not bad.
Yeah, it does worry. It does worry me. I've just had to check that one. Then thinking, have I just done that?
It's so easily done, but
Yeah,
dude. Honestly, mate, you won't be the first, and you won't be the last person who's crushed their own mantis in the lid of a container. Amount of times I've had people emailing me or messaging me like with like, I need another mantis. You're not going to believe what I've done. I've crushed my mantis. Like, I crushed it in the lid. I thought it was in the pot, and just as I was putting the lid down, it tried to get out, and I crushed it with the lid. And it's just like, you just think, you know what? We've all been there, man. Don't worry about it. I know that don't make you feel any better, but it's like, honestly, don't worry about it.
I've got a species Peru purple. I've got as a sling, and I've got it in quite a long sort of screw top. And I was feeding it the other day, and I looked in. I thought, oh, there it is. Put the lid down, and it was actually on the lid. And I put the lid down, and I didn't notice till I put it in. And as I put it in, this leg come out, like while I was screwing it. I just went,
Oh my God.
took it out, and luckily I didn't get it, but that would have been that would have been a bit of a gimp till the next month.
People. If I must point, if people who are watching who are like, have had no experience with this sort of thing, and they just think
they're thinking, what are they on about?
I don't. Honestly, it's not that we don't care. We're not being blasé about it because we don't care, and obviously it's very sad. But when you've been doing it as long as we have, between us, we've got a few decades of experience under our belt between us, and it happens, and you have to just brush it off a little bit, don't you?
It's
really?
like I think the thing for me, the thing that made like put the mantis as like a bit of a hard nut for me is when Sophie got that one. Do you remember it had like deformed legs?
Yeah, the separata, I think, innit?
That was it. Yeah, and you just said snip them off.
Yeah,
and then
they'll only do it themselves if you don't.
Yeah, and it molted, and there it is again.
Yeah, that was the one. That was the one where you've got a bit of a Sophie's choice with the mantis when it's when its back legs have gone a bit like that. I always usually advise that depending on the situation, 9 times out of 10, I'll just cut the legs off at the knees, basically. Because there's more chance of it mismolting if it's got wonky legs to try and pull itself out of.
Perfect sense.
The only real issue is whether or not it's going to fall when it's molting, because it's not got all its legs. It's not hanging with all its legs. So, but on balance, in my experience, go with cutting the legs. That's what I usually advise. So it's sometimes they make it, sometimes they don't. There's a guy, right? I was at the show. I was at a show a few years ago, and I had a guy was wanting to buy a ghost mantis, and he only had a couple of quid, and I was actually going to let him have a ghost mantis just for a couple of quid, because Gab knows how soft I am when it comes to like people at the shows and stuff. I'm a sucker for a sob story, and
I'll remember that.
And the guy was looking at it, and he was like, "No," he's like, I feel bad only giving you a couple of quid." And he was like, "What about this one?" And I'd put it to one side, and I'd noticed this ghost mantis. It's only got two legs. It's got its forelimbs and then just 2 at the back, sort of thing. And I was like, "Oh, it's only got 2 walking legs." And it was like, "What's going to happen to it?" I said, "Well, I'll take it home." I said, "And if I said it's a 50-50 chance it'll either make it, or if it gets through its next molt, there's a good chance it'll be okay because it'll regenerate its legs.
Yeah.
And he was like, "I'll take that one." I was like, "Are you sure?" Because there's a very good chance that it's not going to make it. And anyway, he disappeared with this ghost mantis, and he came to me again. It was at a Doncaster show. He came back to me at Doncaster, the following Doncaster show, the same year, and he brought the ghost mantis with him, and he showed it me, and he was like, "This is that ghost mantis I got from you, dude." He said it's like nearly an adult now. It's perfectly healthy. It's fine. He said I'm buzzing.
Yeah.
I was like, "Nice one, dude."
That's quality in it.
It's just little things like that just warm your cockles. You know what I mean? It's just like nice one, dude. Fantastic.
Definitely.
Because the thing is, if I'd have taken it home, not being horrible, but I'd have just put it on shelf and I'd just left it up to its own devices.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I'm too busy to be, them days are gone where I nurse individual.
Yeah, that's it. It goes on shelf and it's got a 50-50 chance of whether
I'll spray it and I'll feed it with everything else, but I won't give it any special treatment. It'll either make it or it won't. Whereas that's
natural selection as well, isn't it?
Thing is, he took that mantis home, and it was the only mantis he'd got, and he basically
a lot of love in it.
He gave it all his love and attention.
Yeah.
It pulled through, and it was brilliant. It's just the fact that he brought it back to the next show and showed it me, and it was like, "This is that mantis I got from you, dude."
That's
I was
wicked.
like, "That's amazing."
That is wicked.
We get regulars at Doncaster show because they have 4 shows each year.
Yeah.
So it's usually the same faces that come back each time. So
I
you get to know people.
I used to live up that way when I was in the army. A place called Hemswell Cliff. Yeah, just outside Donny. Yeah.
Doncaster,
yeah. Right, give me 2 seconds.
You only one. So you made him lose.
This is the future, I'm telling you, Mitch.
What's that, dude?
Just these just chilled out, you working and just like love it.
Yeah, man. I used to do something similar to this before I started doing the YouTube live streaming and stuff. This was like a few years ago. I used to put this is my old webcam that I've got attached to the top of my laptop. It's just because it's a slightly bit better quality than the laptop camera, so
yeah,
that's why the only reason I use it. I used to have it in the top corner of the bug room, and it used to just like down. Just used to have it showing the whole of the bug room, and it just used to be me pottering around, and I just used to have it live streaming on Facebook like for a few hours a day, just like while I was going about my business around the bug room and stuff. But I used to have like a second camera, whereas like my macro camera I just used to like have it on different mantis and stuff while and just feeding them. I'm going to do something similar. I'm just still setting up a second camera for the bug room because I don't want to disturb the camera setup that I've got in the shed for the evening.
Definitely.
For the main live stream.
Yeah.
It's too much work. Keep moving them all the time. I want to keep those there. So I do have an old DSLR that I'm going to set up in here as a secondary camera, and that's going to be like a Criticam 2 sort of camera, just for in here, just so I can show like close-ups of like mantis feeding and stuff like that. So, but yeah, it's nice, isn't it? I've got
a 700D.
Okay, cool.
Well, no, I'm selling it because I've just bought myself a 50D Mark II. You know the little mirrorless one.
Yeah,
that's the one I've been using. But yeah, I suppose it's just like when you think about having all these cameras set up, and it's just so much work, and then the editing that goes after it.
Do you know what? Do you know what? Si, this is the main reason I do the live streams.
Yeah,
It's the main driving force behind, because I did used to do YouTube videos, but it's just all the editing. I ain't got time to do all the editing and all the stuff. So I end up making loads of videos. I've got so many videos on my hard drives, external hard drives, from over the years, and they'll never see the light of day because I ain't got time to do all the editing and messing about and stuff. So I thought I'm just going to start doing the live streaming, because then it's just a case of I'll just do it and I ain't got to do anything with it. You know what I mean? It's like it's done. I mean, obviously, there's quite a bit of prep before the live streams, especially if I'm doing like a bioactive build and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I've got to get everything ready. But no, it's yeah. I prefer doing the live streams, to be honest, because then I'm not worried about all the editing and trying to make it look perfect and stuff. It's just like fly by the seat of your pants and just see how it goes, you know. And
yeah, but that's what's endearing about it, I think.
I think that's why live streams are getting more and more popular, isn't it? Because people,
I think the natural way, it's just you.
People like, yeah,
just doing what you do is just that's what I love about it.
I think people in general like to see people just warts and all, you know, no editing, just making a few mistakes, saying the wrong thing now and again, just making a few faux pas, forgetting what you're talking about, you know, all the usual stuff that everyone does.
Spider names up,
making words up, you know. And I think people can relate to that more, you know what I mean? Yeah. Whereas, don't get me wrong, I love to see a polished, beautifully crafted video. Like anybody else, I like to see that. There's a real art and a skill to it if people are doing it like to a certain level. And I'll never take that away from people. So I would never say anything against that. Because if I had time, I'd be doing it. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to start saying it's not very good. But you do get that like sense of it's perfect. You know, it's polished. It's heavily edited. So you don't get to see what the person's really like. Do you know what I mean? It's because all you see is what they want you to see, all the best bits. You know what I mean? So, which is fine, obviously. You know, that's great. But people a lot of the time people tune into a YouTube video and they maybe can't relate to that person because that person looks like a professional almost. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas a live stream, it's like, you know, things go wrong, and that's what people want to see. So like Hogner in the beard and escaping huntsmen's and all that sort of stuff.
It's all part and parcel, isn't it? And the thing is, this is what's going on behind everybody else's closed doors with their collections, and
that's why I left that one in the other day. I mean, it was the most horrendous rehouse. It was this. It was a Cuban bronze, and it like ran off, got it in the catch cup. Then it wouldn't go in the enclosure. Then it was like here, there, and everywhere. But I was just like, I won't put that in. And I thought, no, why not?
Yeah,
that's part of it as well, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah,
exactly. So that's the main reason I was doing the lives. But also, you know, I do so much behind the scenes here, and nobody was getting to see any of the stuff that I was doing, you know, apart from like the odd photo that I was posting, you know, this is this, that, and the other. And I just thought the live streams were a good way to just let people see just a small bit of what goes on behind the scenes, you know, the rehousings and everything else that I do, you know. So day in, day out, really. So
yeah, definitely, mate.
So yeah.
I'll tell you what, Claire, looking at that.
Oh yeah.
Have you thought about contacting Steve?
Oh yeah,
because he's got that massive giveaway, hasn't he, for the autism awareness thing? He'd definitely have them off you, and he could give them away in the raffle.
Yeah.
That's Steve Thornton at Trenchletastic Enclosures.
Yeah,
I definitely eat him up, Claire.
He's on every social media under the same name.
Yeah. Actually, speaking of which, I still haven't got back to Steve yet. I told him, I was going to donate a prize, but I haven't actually told him what yet.
You're on list anyway.
No,
You definitely are on the list because he put it
Yeah,
up.
because it's in that group chat, innit?
Yeah.
which I still haven't even read that group chat yet. I've not gone into it yet.
Oh God, I'll go to work. I'll come back. There'll be like 3,000 messages.
Yeah, I hate group chats.
You know what? It's not too bad. This one. It's being used for what it's supposed to be.
Okay, good. I'll go in then. I'll dip in and have a look. But yeah, no, this is nice. It's nice to, because I'm like in here day in, day out. So it's nice to put the stream on and just get people like yourself on and a few other people. Because then then there's a place, isn't there, where people can come if they want to just have a quick chat with other people.
Mitch's Lounge.
Something like that, yeah.
Mitch's Lounge for a coffee, yeah.
Comes at a price though, man. Comes at a price. I'm not getting nothing done.
Friday will be interesting, Mitch.
Oh, well done, Claire. Quality.
You what? Sorry.
So Friday will be interesting.
She won it on a giveaway, and she's donated slings as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm sure whoever you won it with wouldn't have a problem with you giving it to somebody else for that reason.
No. Well, you know what? At the end of the day, what else are you going to do if you can't make it? You've got to do something with it. Otherwise,
somebody might as well.
Can't just let it go to waste, can you? So.
Absolutely. Somehow been suckered into his giveaway day, and because he's going live, but from loads of different channels and stuff, and I've been suckered into that for.
Yeah,
me too.
Yeah, I think anybody. Okay. I think just about anybody with YouTube channels doing it. Yeah,
I helped out last year as well.
Yeah.
I just think it's brilliant. I mean, like Mitch, my autistic lad is 23 now, but so anything for it, I think raising awareness for it is fantastic.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Let's get it out there.
You won't have. I didn't know you over Christmas, did you? So you won't have. You won't have known anything about the one that I did over Christmas. So
no,
25-day advent calendar fundraiser that I did for my son's school. I did a 25-day straight stream. That's what kicked it all off for the streaming for me. That's what started it all off.
Itchy beard, Mitch's sack.
That was telling you, I'll be doing it again this year, dude. So you'll be get involved in that. Yeah,
shall I get an elf outfit?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, because I'll have because you'll be involved this time, Gav. Yeah, it really was epic. Honestly, that's what started the little community off. That was the platform for a lot of the guys who come into the chat now. They've all followed me over from the fundraiser, because we got a really nice little community started up during the fundraiser, because it was every night. So it was 25 nights through the whole of December.
Fantastic. Well, it's how we got to know Claire, isn't it?
It's how we got to know Claire, our Claire.
Yeah, our Claire.
Our Claire. Yeah, so I'll be doing that again this year. Yeah, man, it snowballed like Steve's. It snowballed into something crazy. I only intended the idea was to get 25 prizes from a few people that I knew, that other breeders and sellers and stuff. Get them to like donate a few prizes and stuff, and and I was just going to fill the gaps with like small prizes from me from Unseen Universe. You know what I mean? Just to fill all the little gaps, whatever. But I ended up not really having to fill any gaps at all, because people just kept donating prizes, like just about every breeder and seller you can think of, and then a lot of more that you don't know about, all just donated prizes, man. People were donated like £100 mystery boxes and £70 gift cards and just amazing prizes. Honestly, I must have given away I must have given away at least £5,000 worth of prizes on that over that Christmas
Wow.
period.
Right, we're nuts.
There was
But it's that thing. It's because given what it's for, same with Steve's as well, because there's that many people now that have part of their life touched by
Yeah.
somebody that's somewhere on the spectrum. So it kind of relates to everybody. So that's why everybody just wants to jump in and help as much as they can.
It was amazing.
Hey up, Sophie.
Yeah. Sophie's in the house. How's it going, Sophie?
Should be in bed.
So
Be
yeah.
asleep. Yeah, it's I don't know. I just think we as a nation, and certainly as probably a world, have just become like so accepting of it now. And I mean, I go back to when my lad was little, and nobody was like aware of autism and diagnosis and going through it all.
How old's your lad now, Si?
23.
I'm going to say he's getting on a bit now, isn't he?
Certainly.
Well, getting on a bit, but you know what I mean. He's older than Jeremy.
He's older than Jeremy, yeah.
So he's not much older than Steph's cousin, Mitch.
Yeah.
Well,
I've seen the struggles he's had to go through.
Yeah.
With education wise.
Oh, I mean, at school was horrendous. It was literally, he's disruptive. He doesn't talk in class. He doesn't do this. He won't engage with the teachers and all this. And saying, something we knew there was something not right. And yet you're just trying to convince these people who I think realistically didn't have a clue.
Yeah.
And like now they look at the spectrum and there's so many different sides to it now and different areas. Yeah. He was diagnosed with Asperger's, which they don't diagnose anymore.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's one of them sort of things now. And he is now, because of the acceptance and society and stuff, a much more confident person.
Yeah.
My missus' cousin's just like that, because he's another one that was Asperger's.
Yeah,
was the kind of title that they give it then, isn't it?
That's right. Yeah.
But he has come so far. I mean, it's been a struggle, and for his parents have had to go through so much to get him to where he is. But he's managed to complete a degree.
Wow.
Because he's really into his animation.
Right, yeah.
So he's done the animation and stuff, and he's managed to do that. And it's just like, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a struggle. Future generations of people that are coming up, they're going to have more ability to be able to do the same sort of things because they should have the resources there to help them.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
I mean, to be fair, it's not surprising that they can do the degree because their IQ is like on a different level to most people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You call it superpowers, don't you, Mitch?
Yeah, it is.
Arthur's got his superpowers. He's got the most amazing visual memory I've ever seen.
Yeah.
But the problem is which is the main problem with most people on the spectrum is accessing that. It's all about access, isn't it? It's accessing that ability, enabling them to express themselves in a way that suits the way their brain's wired up, rather than the way society thinks that you should express yourself.
I agree.
It's because
George's is like gaming, like as weird as that sounds, but he will literally, like, if somebody like Sony just said, "Yeah, we'll have you," he will get hold of the latest game, and like anything that's got an ending, he'll have completed it within about sort of 4 hours. He's just, and to watch his hands, he's just like.
Yeah, and you just think like, how
can your brain function that fast to understand? Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what? You know when I see Arthur on the, I mean, you know how you think on the phone. Honestly, you ain't seen nothing until you've seen my son on the iPad. It's just like flicking through all pages. Just it's like his brain is just working at 100 miles an hour, and it's just doing it all. And it's just like I can't even keep up with what he's doing, let alone how he's doing it. It's just it's just unbelievable.
Yeah.
No, I
But
totally agree.
I won't charge off.
Darren, who's that? Is that Darren? Is that
Yeah, hi, Darren.
23. Steph's cousin is. So it's same age as your son.
Yeah, there you go then. So yeah, well, you can totally understand the difficulties then.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
we were out in
your Aunt Mel's
Germany.
been through so much, hasn't she?
He's currently in the grey area because he's got.
Yeah, we were out in Germany when I was with the army, and it was just the army were fantastic, to be fair, but it was like just a whole different ball game. But anyway, thank God that we're a society now that's sort of understands. I saw a little lad the other day. He was I was in Tesco or something, and he just it says something like, "Excuse me, I'm autistic," and it's just got, but I'm, and it was F with loads of stars, G, awesome on the back, and I thought, yeah, that's quality. That's quality.
Yeah.
This little lad, I loved listening about this little lad earlier. He sounds like such a character.
Yeah, man.
Great. It's great. And I think it's lovely to meet like-minded people, and certainly people who have got an understanding. And
do you know what? Since people found out that Arthur's on the spectrum, honestly, the amount of people that I've had conversations with who would just say, "Oh, my son's on the spectrum," or my nephew's on the spectrum, or you know what I mean. There's a close relative or a son or daughter who's on the spectrum. Yeah. It's absolutely amazing, just the sheer number of people who I speak to now. Who feel like they can either just say it, or just the fact that it exists. That's so many. It's like we've got you, Si. We've got you guys, Gav, and Steph. We've got bloody Claire. We've got Scott's lads on the spectrum. Steve's lads on the spectrum. Yeah. I mean, it's just that
And you think of that little sort of community that we are, and there's that many people. So nationwide.
Yeah, absolutely. And then and there's all the ones that slip through the net, all the ones under the radar that don't get for whatever reason, all those families that either for whatever reason don't realize that their child's on the spectrum, or they just
they're still,
or, there's a lot of families don't accept that there's anything
denial.
Oh, that's a big thing.
There's a lot of denial going on. Parents don't want to accept that their child is anything less than perfect. Whatever that means.
And it's like the best thing you can do.
You know what I mean? It's
accept
the way
it, innit?
People see these things. Perception and everything. So it's.
I just think that
I just feel sorry for him. Do you know what? It makes me weep when I think about, because I know the struggles that Arthur's gone through, that we've all gone through as a family with Arthur. Because I know of what's gone on and how Arthur's hasn't
a rare sight of my wife,
because he hasn't coped with anxiety, and chaos very well in his life. And we've tried to create that nurturing environment and understanding environment and accepting environment, because our lives are completely revolve around Arthur, and always have done since day one. But we're, I like to think we're quite in tune with him. Do you know what I mean? And it makes me weep when I think of all those children who are like Arthur, who don't have parents who either don't give a crap or they don't understand. Either way, the child's not getting that nurturing environment that they need, and all those triggers are being
and you tend to find people like that it's can't cope, won't cope, isn't it?
It's well, people have got a whole host of reasons, background,
Yeah.
reasons why they do or don't do whatever needs to be done. Do you know what I mean? But it just
See,
makes
in some societies, it's still quite
it just
taboo.
it just makes me weep when I think about all those little children out there who are just suffering because they're not getting the right lifestyle that,
Yeah.
that they need to get through the day, sort of
And
thing.
like you said earlier, it's about focusing on that niche, isn't it? They're all different.
Yeah.
You find that one thing, and you sort of, invest and do all
Yeah,
those.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, it's your job, isn't it,
Absolutely, mate.
it's your job to expose your child to as many things as possible to find what sticks, to find what suits, find out which hats fit, and then as soon as you find a hat that fits, buy loads of hats of the
Yeah.
same type.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's just
I remember,
do what you can do.
I remember discovering headphones, and that working.
Oh,
And
you mean like
like,
ear defenders sort of thing?
yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was like headphones, but with music playing
with
through.
actual music playing. Okay.
There's audio exclusion there, and
Yeah.
discovering that, and it opened up a load of things because we could go in like public areas and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah. See you later, Sam. See you, buddy. Thanks for tuning in, mate. Good old Sam. We love Sam. Yes, mate. Well, you know what, Arthur wouldn't wear ear defenders for years. He wouldn't wear them, even though we knew he would benefit from them. He wouldn't keep them on, and it took him years before he would, because they were just tight on his head, and he couldn't handle
It's that
it.
restriction in it.
It was like, and then one day I think he realised. I think he allowed them to be on his head long enough for him to realise that they were actually beneficial. It got to the point where the silencing of the noise outweighed the unease of wearing them. Do you know what I mean? So one outweighed the other for so long, and then eventually the scales tipped, and the benefits of wearing them outweighed how he felt about wearing them. So you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now he wears them, and it's great. Because
how old is he now?
He's 8. He's 8 now, man.
Yeah.
8.
And I think they get to a stage, and it is trust, isn't it? Because we don't know what's going on in their head. Even the professionals don't know they in that early stage, because it must be frightening.
Well, the thing is, it's like I've spoken to Gav about this. Is because he doesn't understand like complex language, like sentences and sort of thing. He spends his life. If we go in places, he never knows where we're going. It's like imagine how you'd feel if your parents were just taking you around to places and you never knew where you were going. You never knew where you were going. That's how Arthur always feels. He never knows what's going on.
It's like being kidnapped, isn't it? It's
it's just like complete trust in these people that he still doesn't really understand are his parents. He just knows. He just knows that we've been with him since day one. That's all he knows.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but you're that comfort blanket, mate. You sound fab as a parent, so
yeah.
I remember putting on the sat nav. We were going somewhere. It was only a couple of years ago. I put the sat nav on, and it's sort of ETA, whatever time we were going to arrive, and then the ETA changed, and it blew his mind.
Yeah, I can imagine.
He was just like, but it said we were going to get there at 4:00, and now it's saying 4:20, and yet we're still moving in the car. How is that? And I said, it's probably traffic or something. It's worked out that there's and it was just like, but it can't just change the time. We can't just time travel. And it was just like, no. I was trying to sort of.
Oh no, I've opened a wormhole here.
But it's just simple things like that, and because he focuses so much on.
His whole life, his whole sense of self revolves around knowing exactly what's going to happen and when it's going to happen and how long
Yeah.
it's going to take for it to happen. You know,
Yeah.
because that's how Arthur is. And to be honest, I'm kind of like that as well.
I think I tell you what, mate. I think I would definitely be on the spectrum for something. I mean, not to the level.
Well, I
of-
know I am, so you know, I'm not to the point where it's. Well, I
It
say
has to
that
come from somewhere, doesn't it? It's
I've had
Absolutely.
me.
Yeah. It's
I'm
genetic.
definitely on the spectrum. Definitely, I know that because
Yeah.
I've got all manner of stuff
Me too, mate.
going on.
Me
To
too.
be honest, but yeah. But yeah, no man. He communicates well through his communication app now. He's been using it for about a year.
it's quality of that.
It's a communication app that he uses. It's a bit like Stephen Hawking situation.
Right. Okay.
So we've got loads of icons on it, and they're like some are more like story icons, whereas others are just like I want crisps, or I want drink water, or I want And
Yeah.
then whenever we go anywhere, we try to like create a little story, um, kind of sequence in the app. So it's like say we go when we went on holiday just recently, we put in a icon for Dumfries and Galloway. And then all the activities we were going to do in Dumfries and Galloway. So it was like water slide, cocoa bean factory, just all the things that we were going to do. We put them all in the app. And then before we go, we'll like say, we go to cocoa bean factory, we go to here. And it's our way of it's our way of speaking to him through his own language,
Amazing.
So yeah, but no, he's really adept on it. So he's really good.
Isn't it fantastic that those things exist now?
Oh, absolutely.
You know,
It's given him a whole new confidence now. Because he's got his little computer voice now. You know what I mean? So
it's fab. So does he not speak at all?
no. He's got vocals. He's got he sings in his own little language and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, music's another one of his little superpowers. Is
it?
He does, yeah, he does. He does music therapy at school, and apparently they were saying they've never seen a child be able to vocalize in three different tones, in three different. It's got three different levels to his singing tones. That is apparently is really quite unique. But the problem is you can't. He doesn't follow instruction, so you can't teach him to do something. So it's just a case of trying to get him to learn things. He just learns everything by himself. That's how he's always learned. He learned ABC and how to count to like hundreds before he was like even 2. He just learnt it on the iPad by himself. Do you know what I mean? This was before like he'd even learned anything. Just one of the first things he learned was to like he learned all the shapes. He's got everything. He knows. I'll tell you what, man. He knows everything there is to know. Like he knows all the animals. He knows all the shapes. He knows all the vehicles. If you ask him to what's this, he'll tell you what it is. He knows. He just can't speak. He just can't vocalize it. So,
that pitch perfect thing. I've witnessed him do that in garden.
Yeah, that's the word I was looking for, Gav. Cheers. He's got perfect pitch. It's like he's got three levels to his pitch, which is apparently quite unique.
I was left literally with my jaw on the table. It's really impressive.
But anyway, but yeah, I mean, he may never speak. He may never speak now. We just don't know. When you've been waiting 8 years for him to speak, you're just like, is he ever going to speak? I don't know.
Well, if he wants to, he will. If he doesn't, he won't.
Well, the problem is, Si, that's what we don't know. We don't know whether we just assume that he can't. The connection, the wiring between his brain and his voice is just not working properly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but at the end of the day, it's like he's always going to be Arthur, isn't he? It's irrelevant, that bit.
Yeah, no,
If you got your communication, whether it's
Fine.
through the app
Yeah,
or
yeah,
whatever happens in the
yeah,
future,
we've
you've got that
yeah,
communication.
we've learned along. We've had to learn with him together. We've all learned together as a family how to communicate with each other. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah. Claire's Axel sounds ace. She's just putting all these things. I've just been reading the comments just popping up about what he does, and he sounds great. Sounds a real character, Claire.
do you know the great thing is they'll just, and I'm sure Axel's the same. Like when you're in public, there's just there's no social there's no social kind of like worries about rules. There's no social rules. There's no, Arthur will just like do whatever he wants, whenever he wants, anywhere he wants. Do you know what I mean? And I bet Axel's the same, and I bet your lad was the same when he was young. Just out in public, just as though like nothing else exists, nobody else exists. I'll just do my own thing. I don't care, and nothing else matters.
He's got no filter. He's got no filter.
Yeah, exactly.
And he will just say something. He doesn't mean to be rude, but he'll just identify something and just say it, and then ask why. And it will be something, and you're thinking, "Oh my god, what are you doing?"
I can relate to that.
But you know what, though, dude? It's like you kind of love them for it, don't you? Because like they do and say these things with no fear or filter whatsoever, and you just think, you know what? I wish we could all be a bit more like that.
Oh, I know. Oh well, yeah. But there's one thing he says as well. He says he'll turn around to me and he'll just say, "That was sarcasm, wasn't it, Dad?" He just doesn't get it. He just doesn't get it, and it's like, was that sarcasm? Yes, George. Yeah, it was. Right. Hi, Andy. Just seen you, mate. Sorry, I wasn't ignoring you. Right. Well, I've got to be in work for 7.
I think I'm going to get going in a sec. So
it's been great. It's been really good. It went from we did a bit of a round robin there, didn't we?
Well, you know what, Si, I'll guarantee, mate, if you're going to be hanging out with us, this is how it goes.
Come back to pub.
We'll talk about just about anything around here, dude.
It's good. Yeah, get us back in the pub. Look. But yeah, it's great, mate. It's great, and it's like good, isn't it? It's like just sitting down and just chatting shit. Somebody said it earlier. He said I want to go to bed, but all I'm doing is sitting listening to you three.
Yeah. Well, yeah, cool. I'll be back. I'll be back same time tomorrow.
What am I doing tomorrow? I'm an early tomorrow. I'm an early, so I'll be finished. Yeah, I'll be finished at lunchtime.
Well, I think I'm probably going to be doing it. Usually, I'm probably going to be doing them around like. I'm not going to say it's going to happen every day, but it'll. If and when it happens, it's probably usually going to be like maybe a little bit late morning, then a little bit mid to late afternoon when I get back from picking Arthur up.
Yeah.
And then usually maybe like late for an hour like now sort of time sort of thing.
Brilliant. Well, I'll be feeding tomorrow, so I'll just go and stick the laptop on and see if we're on.
Well, I'm going to start. I'm usually know in advance if I'm gonna go on, so I'm gonna like kind of just drop a little message on me on YouTube, just to give people a heads up. So
yeah, good stuff.
Anyway,
Gav, I can't.
Yeah, all right, Gav.
Living the dream.
Yep.
It looks like he's on a like a big wheel or something. You know, like
my umbrella. The umbrella.
From that angle there, you're at a festival, mate. It's
the my flight.
Love it. Cool.
Yeah. Well,
right then. So I've got to go.
Cheers,
great. Cheers, both. Thanks for everybody.
Yeah, I'm going to pack up soon anyway. So, I'll see you
Catch you
tomorrow.
later, Si.
Take it easy, mate. See you, buddy.
See you soon. Ta-ra.
Right. Andy's in the house. How's it going, Andy? Yes, mate. I'll be back on tomorrow, dude. So, but I am going to go for now. So I'm going to say good night to everybody because I need to finish. I've still got a couple of orders to finish. This is the problem, isn't it? You see, I end up just chatting and not doing any work. I need to get better at that. So
Yeah.
Anyway, Andy, nice one, dude. I'll catch you tomorrow. And thanks again, Claire, everybody, Jeremy. Videos by the Mad Animal House. I'll get that eventually. And anyone else who's watching in the chat, thanks, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow. So good night.
See you later.